Welcome back to the Macabre Maiden Metalcast. We are going to talk about our experience between 2025 and 2026 regarding the Ghost Skeletá tour, or Skeletor as it were, and recap a couple of highlights for you guys. Sit back, relax, and join us here. We have myself, Ashen Rot, and we've got KayTee. Well, at least on my screen, she's on my right. Hello. And we've got the wonderful Jenn T, the far end there. Hello, hello. So we all have a lot of experience with hitting up several of the tours. So each of us have gone to a couple that just a handful over the last year that definitely have changed a lot of things. So we're just going to go over what we've been to, and we're going to start it off with the very first one that kicked it off for us, all three of us, which was Pittsburgh. That was an interesting choice. It was super chill. I mean, I don't know. I like the vibe there. It was slightly rainy that morning. What do you guys think?
It was. Yeah, no, I think it was a good vibe overall. I feel like we all picked that one because it was kind of central to us, right? I mean, a little less you, Ash.
Yeah.
You're on a different coast.
Well,
but
there. It was cheap to fly.
I just go with the flow, man. Wherever we're going, I'll be there.
Right. And I know KayTee drove in, but yeah, no, it was a drizzly morning. It was kind of chilly, but it warmed up pretty quick.
It did.
Gave us a nice summer day all in all. But going into the show, I think that was our first experience with GTV and experiencing the whole GTV situation.
Yes, it was.
So that was pretty darn cool to, see how they went through the crowd and interviewed the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And then going in, the show itself just being the spectacle that it was, significantly more theatrical than the other ones, as we all know now. And I don't know, my first impression, you guys know, I've talked about it endlessly, the fucking rig. So I went into
rig is incredible.
Theater mode. I was astounded, with the little holes in the kabuki curtain, you can kind of see it peeking through and just looming over you. And I remember just standing there and just almost counting the little lights and being what does that do? New toy.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, that was definitely surreal for sure. I'm very glad that there's that upgrade between the white sheet and the kabuki curtain here. I very thankful for that, because the white sheet it was cool to kind of see their outlines, but not.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. This one just felt more professional, perhaps, maybe is the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know.
What would you say, KayTee? Professional, more theatric, even. I feel like it left more to the imagination too.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely had that very magical feel for it, and I liked watching it over the course of all of the shows we all went to, because it slowly but surely started getting more holes in it, and it just became its own
the textured
beast.
People ripping off pieces, and
that's wild. That's all got close enough to just yank.
Yep. Yeah, but you can reach forward, touch it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Pet it a little bit.
But at the same time, too, I do feel some type of way. I'm don't destroy.
I mean, we know it has holes in it, okay? But don't make it worse.
Intentionally.
The glue spots were funny. They looked a certain way.
They did look
white stains on it, and
remember you saying that.
There's some kind of glue.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned a keyword there. Speaking of stains, how do we feel about the papas in the museum?
They're looking a little rough.
The masks.
They are
not
looking
those kinds
very
of stains,
rough.
Missy. Yeah, I mean, they're aging a little bit.
They are. Out of the 0.0007% chance anybody from the team is listening to this, you may want to they're looking really melty, and they look a little rough. I mean, yes, they're corpses, and I guess in theory that's kind of the vibe, but they're looking gross.
I know Secondo looked a little bit dirtier than usual, and I felt bad for him.
He did.
I was you know what? Not my favorite papa, but I hold it. Being the first pop I've ever seen, there's a fond place in my heart. And looking at that mask, I was oh shit, he's been through some motherfucking stuff on this tour.
Bro's seen some stuff. Bro has seen some stuff.
They've been dead for a minute, so of course they're gonna look a little rough.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, somebody needs to I don't know, give him a little makeover.
Doesn't stop the decomposition. It just slows it down, I think, right? I mean, that's how this works, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Such a large.
You know what? It's kind of like the Catholic Church, right? When they have, what is it called? incorruptible. That's what it is. So they're like incorruptible, and like the whole point there is that they look good after years of being dead. And I guess that's kind of where we are at this point. They're starting to show their age a little, but we've already like sainted them, so we're good. They can rot now, and
just
they
ruined
need
it
to.
all.
Yeah, right. Right.
They're like, we don't want. No. You tell me this new guy's the perpetual guy, we're out.
We gone. We're done with this. This is some bullshit.
No, okay. But on that, first impressions, like,
yes,
since we're still on that topic,
the first
how do we feel about Perpetua as a papa?
First impressions. First impressions, he was very quiet, that show, that Pittsburgh show.
He was timid.
But yes, timid, very timid, especially compared to all of us going to the last show where it was just feral and absolutely insane, which we'll talk about. But if you compare Pittsburgh to Inglewood, it's crazy that they're even slightly similar. Like, how is that the same person up there? It doesn't make any sense.
Well,
Pittsburgh, he was
Orlando
just very
too.
timid. Yeah, even to Orlando. The first show of the
2026 tour, and he was balls to the fucking wall at that show. Like, there's no other way to explain it. He came out on his bullshit.
Yeah, and made it our problem.
100%.
Maybe this has something to do with the movie.
Ooh.
So maybe this has something to do with the movie. Maybe something changed in the movie.
Or maybe the producer
he helped his brother,
of that. Yeah, or killed him, potentially. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It could be, or it just could be that the producer behind the character maybe is just felt a little bit more chill that time, getting that massage therapist that really helps get that one spot. You got to get that relaxation thing. Yeah, it gets all of the right up the, yep.
Don't air that.
Anyway, so yeah, first impressions, definitely timid, definitely not what I expected. I didn't want to say I was disappointed, but I was just like, it's not Papa 4. So I was like, I don't know.
It felt different than Imperator.
Absolutely.
Did you, going back, I'm sorry, to the stage setup and everything.
Yeah.
On that first impression, did you guys feel like it was more open? I mean, I know it's a larger stage and everything, but something about the layout and the setup felt more spaced out and almost had an empty feel to it.
Yes. And also Yes. Go for it.
I think I was reading something, actually. I just saw it today. Something about the old stage was like salvaged and they extended some of it. I mean, that could probably add to it. I mean, they probably made it bigger.
Yeah, no, it felt bigger and like in that. And I don't know if it was just being further back from the stage now. Like, it just felt more open and empty. I mean, they did a great job using the space, like running around back and forth, entertaining the crowd to the extent. But something with the white lights and stuff just felt like lacking in the beginning of the show. Like the sets in the background as you went on and on and on, and how they just like captured and captivated the crowd.
Yeah.
Was awesome, to say the very least. Noticed.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. And to go piggyback off that a little, I think it also depends on the venue. So, like, I know at, like, Vegas, for example, that's the one that's coming into mind. When we were there, that felt more intimate. And then even Spokane, when I was at that one, I think it's because they're smaller venues and therefore we were closer. Like, the barricade was closer to the stage. Like, at the Spokane show, I could touch the curtain. And like that's how far away it was. It was not that far. Whereas like Madison Square Garden and even Inglewood, we were way far back. Like,
yeah.
So I think it also kind of depends on that, because a few of the shows it felt like empty. But as it went on, I started paying more attention to the stuff in the background too, and maybe that had something to do with it. Like I started watching, like when the stained glass shattered and led right into like other things, and it felt like it was actually breaking. Like, I started paying more attention to that, and that could be a piece of it too, is that there's so much to look at that all of us being on the neuro spectrum, we're just like
the neuro spectrum.
So yeah, yes and no, and I feel the same way though about there being like almost too big, in that I don't know, maybe it's just the way, like, looking at it from each of the venues. That's how I see it, is some of them, like Pittsburgh, in my opinion, I felt kind of empty. No,
Yeah,
like sad.
that makes sense. 2025 tour was going back to the size of everything on the scale. Incredible. Every single show sold out, which congratulations, Ghost. Amazing feat.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, jumping into the next tour from there, like New York City, I think the biggest mention there was the Ozzy tribute.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything spectacular or special that happened outside of that. You could like feel the tension in the air when the news passed, when everybody was in line. It went from everybody being happy, excited to the show to just this like melancholy. Yeah. So it was nice. It was really nice that they took a moment to have that moment of silence for Ozzy.
100% agree. Yeah, that was cool, and like it was weird, and it's just the timing was strange. That was a cool show though. I mean, just because of the venue itself, but I think also it was really cool that the next day is when they filmed Lacrima on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, that was
I don't know,
dope.
kind of that was cool, but yeah, all of these shows, I know he said in one of the interviews something along the lines of like, it's going to be the same every single time. And to his word, in my opinion, almost every single one of them was exactly the same.
Yeah, they pulled it off.
But they did. And it was like, even down to like where he was running was like exactly the same every single time. And on one hand, it could be kind of boring if you look at it that way. But on the other hand, it's like, now you can start looking at other things and appreciating other things.
Yeah, and that's a good viewpoint to have too, because like you said earlier, there's so much to look at. So
absolutely.
I mean, 8
KayTee,
other band
I know
members.
Rosemont was kind of interesting for you, right? Because they had that event, that little fan event with the was it the burgers?
Yeah, Kuma's Corner. Yeah. I did get to try that. I mean, I was pretty exhausted that day, honestly. By the time I got there a lot later than I wanted to.
How was the burger? How was hanging out with Vanessa for burgers?
How was the burger?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
They look good in the marketing. I was just like, damn.
A little spicy.
It did look
a little spicy. They had the little communion wafer on there. That was pretty cool.
I do like that.
Super duper cute. All right. I can't remember which one of y'all went to St. Paul.
That would be me.
Okay.
Yeah, that one was when we had our mutual friend Tessa, who she had a good show, right?
Yeah.
Great show.
She had a great show. She had a great show, but also
yes.
If you
the poor gal. Okay, so I'm going to recap this a little bit because I know she's pretty decently okay with me sharing the story at this point. It's been long enough, but I appreciated how he checked in on her, and none of us, I think, are delulu enough to think that like he can see everything going on in the crowd, but there's definitely times you can tell like he's looking at a certain direction, and in this case, he mentioned it because that's when he told the story of like dropping a deuce in the middle of the crowd.
No, I'm kidding.
No, that.
I'm kidding.
We don't talk about that. No, poor thing. It was funny though because she just like hurled in the middle of ritual, and perfect. And he came back around like during year 0 and was like, "Are you good?" Like, and after that, that's when he started ripping into her. And there is some bootleg audio out there that I have heard of it, that it is really funny. It reminded me of it. And he was like ripping into her so much. He's like, "Well, it was great, but at least I didn't throw up."
No. She's just expelling her demons, okay?
Yeah. She's just, exorcising the demons.
Don't anybody get any ideas of like throwing up to get attention, okay?
No, please don't. No. She was mortified until Richie was all like, "Hey, look, it happens. Like, it's fine. This is like a rock metal, whatever you'd like to call it, show. And like, I can guarantee you he's probably seen worse." And that's when he proceeded to tell the story about somebody taking a giant deuce in the crowd. Like when they all cleared out, he was like, "I thought we were doing really good." And then there's just this pile of shit right there. And
what?
So it could always be worse. Yeah, you didn't hear that clip? So he was basically saying something like they were he was like, "We were playing a gig and we thought we were doing really good, and then like it started clearing out, and there's confetti everywhere."
Ghost?
And then in the middle of the confetti is just a pile of shit, like just a
big old
dookie.
pile of shit.
And so he's like, I think his moral of the story was that puking was not as bad. Like,
quite literally excited the shit out of them.
Yeah, that's 100%
biohazard events at Ghost concert.
Sorry, I didn't have my drumsticks with me, but I am doing this from a drum set right now, actually.
Perfect. See, we don't even we don't even need.
My symbol did not work out because I'm using my fingers.
It did. I heard it.
It was beautiful. Jesus. So needless to say, St. Paul, very interesting.
Very memorable.
Very memorable. And then, Jen, you and I went to Vegas, which was hot as shit.
I was going to say, we were in literal fucking hell for that show. I think the high that day was 120 degrees. That is in that dry desert heat, too. I was like, that is the hottest. Like, I can tolerate heat pretty well, but I think that's the hottest temperature and environment I've ever been in. And, like, my costume for the summer was kind of lacking clothes-wise because it was hot. We were going to be in a packed venue. So it's like, I was in a bra, I was in a mesh t-shirt, I was in a skirt. You would think that would keep me cool.
You did.
I, like, so dehydrated. I wasn't even sweating at one point, and then I felt like by the end of that show I was going to die, but that's not about the ghost show at all. The ghost show was incredible, like you said. It was nice being a little bit closer to the stage and seeing a little bit more action.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back to memorable. I don't know that anything too crazy happened at that show either.
No, I mean, the pre-event was kind of fun, right? Where we went to the Zia Records. That was cool.
Yes. It got,
meeting Vanessa, hanging out, because they couldn't record at that particular venue, so they had to do a fan event elsewhere.
That's right, because there's legalities against recording in the casino, and though they did make jokes about that, about how they got in trouble last time.
Yeah, you're right.
One of the papas was in Vegas.
One of these assholes. Speaking of that was really funny because the whole thing was like you couldn't be in any sort of costume on the casino floor, which I get, like every casino does that, but it was funny because, like, I was, in the Papa too, like the unpainted propaganda version. Like, people legit, I looked real enough that nobody cared. And, like, I even had one person bump into me and was like, "Oh, excuse me, sir." And I'm like, perfect.
Security didn't give
blending
any
right
fucks.
in.
Remember that time that we, like, asked those guys for directions or whatever, and they were part of the crew?
It was part of the crew. No, it was a picture. So we wanted a picture in front of the MGM statue. And these guys walked in, and I just picked on them because they just, I don't know, for no reason whatsoever. I was like, "Hey, you, come here. Can you take a picture of us?" Like, I was, like, in the full Papa gear, too. And then this girly pop voice comes out. And so first of all, I'm pretty sure they were really like, the fuck? And then they were just like, whatever. And they're like, yeah. And so, but then when they were walking away, that's when we noticed their luggage. It had, like, all of the ghost stuff on it. I was like, oh, shit, they're part of the crew. Cool.
Yeah,
well,
badges.
Now they think I'm a freak. Thank you.
We both look dumbfounded. We're like,
well, shit. Like, at least it wasn't a member of the band, but it's still pretty mortifying. Like,
yeah. Could you imagine if it was, like, if we accidentally stopped hated in the middle of the form? Like, "Hey, can you take a picture of us?" Not you. You stand back there.
Hey, can you take a picture? Thanks.
Oops, sorry.
Dude, speaking of that, we forgot to mention in New York when, we saw a quick peek of somebody cool there. I'm not going to go into detail, but now that it's been enough time, I think it's worth mentioning. Saw one of the crew, and I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to, I'm going to keep that kind of mysterious, but it was one of the cool ass people there that is part of the people on stage. So that was another highlight.
That was a cool
what
highlight.
What else? Trying to think of anything else. I think that kind of wrapped it up really for the 2025 tour.
Of the 2025 shows, did anybody have, like, a favorite moment that, like, stands out to you just while we're on the topic?
I mean, I can't really beat Tessa throwing up, but I think KayTee's got, yes, she has one. Yes, please tell us.
Do you?
I don't know.
I don't know. You were making a face.
You don't have to. I mean, you can just say that you had a fun experience and be vague about it.
Yeah, I did. I had a fun experience. I'll say that I did get to take my oldest child to his first ritual, his first concert ever. So now every concert he goes to after, I feel like is going to be kind of disappointing, but because his first experience is Ghost and like that.
It's a good first experience. It's a huge
that is a good first. I want to do that with my
I guess not disappointing, but it's like it's going to blow everything out of the water, like, comparing it. But.
Yeah. I feel like
that was St. Louis.
That's almost a concert like experience that you can't compare to other concerts because they keep it so theatrical. Like you almost have to set the precedent. No concert that you're going to see after this one is going to be like this one.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to hear your favorite songs, but it's not going to be like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Which I guess is a good thing. That's an amazing
I mean, it really solidifies you as
him.
like a band. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's one of the reasons that I'm slightly ticked off about the break. Not for anything else, but more that like there's just not an experience like that out there. The closest maybe like Lady Gaga, maybe Sleep Token.
Yeah,
Powerwolf puts on a pretty theatrical show. Yeah. So I mean, that's like one of my personal reasons why I'm like, damn it, it's gonna be a long ass break,
We
and
might
then I
all
have
have
to
to go
wait
see-
for more theatrical shit. Come on.
We might all have to go see
I'm just gonna have to go see
I
Phantom
feel
of
like
the
my
Opera.
bank account needs it, though, honestly, a break.
The break?
Yeah, for sure.
Can we take a second to talk about that?
Whew, yikes. This is
I'm
easily one of
embarrassed
the most
To
expensive
name numbers.
ever. And I bought a house.
Easily. I was
I'm still paying
I was
off my
gonna say-
rituals.
could probably have bought a house for the amount we spent on travel and tickets.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Got all you need
Yeah,
to
the
do.
pre-sale, I dropped $1,200 instantly on just 2
Oh, yeah.
VIPs, and then I got another one resale later. Not as expensive, but like, yeah, I
Yeah.
just dropped $1,200 like day one.
Day
here.
one.
Dude,
Like nothing. Like the first thing
speaking
that morning.
about
Face
show,
value. No, so my strategy for that is there's a massive problem, and we all know about this, but Ticketmaster Live Nation with scalpers and buying tickets and
Mhm.
reselling at obscene prices.
obscene.
If you wait till like the last 2 or 3 days before the show, they're going to drop significantly when they're not making those sales. So that's number one to look out for. Number two to look out for is people who are just like sick. You know, there's been a lot of COVID,
Yeah.
RSV, all that nonsense going around. So, or events coming up, like life events. So people are going to dump their tickets the night before.
I mean, there's a Facebook group good for that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, they have been.
Yes.
They really have been. So yeah, that was
Shout
my
out to
strategy
that.
is just get on the resale sites like Vivid Seats and everything, and refresh until one in the price bracket that you want comes up. Because with how expensive this tour was, I'm looking at you guys that do the pricing because it was obscene.
It was.
I've spent a lot of money on tickets. Ghost is worth it to an extent. The markup from especially like 2025 hurt, but the markup from 2025 to the 2026 tour was don't do that again.
And less
the
time,
lack of
less time to
benefits.
even prepare for this too. It was like very short notice for this tour.
Yeah, and then the dropping everything short notice with no preparation. It's not
cool.
pretty not cool to the fandom.
Yeah.
That was shitty, and a lot of people were priced out. I happen to be very fortunate, very privileged to have purchased the ticket that I did. Very, very privileged, and I very much recognize that. But it's like
no, and I feel like
I would have had that if I wasn't in the mountains in Tennessee at the time.
Yeah,
I didn't have
100%.
signal, so
no, and
it screwed me on that.
To say that too, like there's so many people that weren't able to afford the experience this time. So when we banded together, like we pooled our money a little bit from stuff to try to pass that opportunity along to give somebody else an experience. And ironically, it went to one of my friends in the community, like completely unintended. When her name popped up, I was like, holy shit. I was like crying for her because she missed the Tampa show when the hurricane flew through a couple of years ago. So this was her first ritual too. So just being able to like afford to give somebody else the experience too was nice. But
that was dope. That was really dope.
You're right. It priced a lot of people out, and
I didn't like that. It sucked. And then if we want to talk about the VIP for just a hot second, I don't know what happened between 25 and 26, but it just went to the shitter. Like I don't know if it was
loss of benefits.
We Are Super or what. The loss of benefits made no sense. The bait and switch on the Ascended package was really shitty. Like you didn't know because your previous experience was purchasing that ticket. You're thinking you're going to get early entry. Why would you think it'd be any different for just a few months later? And then
to lose access to the museum too.
Yeah, that didn't even make any sense. That literally cost nothing to the band, to the record label, whoever. That made no sense.
And the fact that they're taking away the benefits but increase the price by like $100.
That was wild.
Or $200 in some cases.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
think
was
people were already
absolutely
complaining
crazy.
about the VIP from 25 and then like somehow made it worse
Yeah.
The only thing
and
I
made it
will
more
give them
expensive. It
credit
just didn't
for,
make sense.
yeah, that for sure. The only thing I give credit for is that they did change up the merch for the VIP, which I think was a little improvement to a certain point, depending on how you like water bottles and things. But it
It
was
was nice to
definitely
get a
an
bag.
improvement in my book. Yeah, that
Are
the
you not a
bag, god
water
damn it.
bottle enthusiast?
That helped a
I
lot
am not a
having a
water
bag.
bottle enthusiast. I can't say I go out
Yes.
of my way and
I
be
like my
like, oh shit.
mine is over there. I
Yeah.
have tea in mine right now. I forgot it though. It's over
Yeah,
there.
the bag did help a lot. You're right, because the
Yes,
like
thank you.
holstering your water bottle to the belt or just like holding it the entire night
Like what?
was rough.
That
And I'm
sucked.
like, that was a
That
heavy,
sucked.
that
And
was
I
a
paid how
heavy-ass
much
bottle.
money to hold this fucking bottle all night? Like, nah.
Mhm.
I'm really glad that they listened to that
It's a
feedback.
good, okay, it's a
God damn
good
it.
quality bottle, but it's not a
Sure,
$600
too
bottle.
good. It's no, it's not. It's
It's my
it is a
favorite
nice one.
$600.
Like, god damn.
And drink my
Thank
water.
you. It's
They
in
were so
plastic.
upset about that, though. I felt bad.
I
UK
know.
was like,
I know.
fucking they got.
I mean, I would still
And
like
then
to
we
get
got
a
the little
plastic bottle
plushies.
so I can take something to
Ah,
work, but you know.
Yeah.
I could take it or leave it. I'm no, I don't know.
The pins were kind of dope.
But we could spend a lot of time bitching. So let's go back to talking about some of the fun things.
The positive things.
Heading into
Okay, 2026 run.
2026,
Yeah.
Orlando kicking it off. All you know, it was cool to have that second tour, and I feel like the character of V Perpetua came into his character a lot more over those like months. I don't know if the break maybe helped a little bit, but it was definitely a big increase, especially from the beginning of 2025 tour, even over in Europe. But Orlando, like we were mentioning in the beginning, little cray cray.
Feral.
Wow. And then Jen, you went to the Jacksonville show. Yeah, I was gonna say you went to the Jacksonville
fucking the
show.
night after Orlando, where he was feral as fuck. He's talking about everybody's nipples. I'm like, we were in an ice rink, and he was like, "It's a little cold here. It's a little cold in here. I'm sure you guys
there is
can see my
actually a
nipples.
photo of him,
I
like-
can see your nipples."
Yes, there is.
Like,
there is. There's
There
two
is a
photos,
photo.
I think.
Yeah.
Who knew he's in the
I mean,
nipple play?
I can't speak to how chilly it was on the floor because I had seats for that show, which was also an experience. Like, for those
you saw some
who
cool
can't
stuff
get
there,
pit,
right?
yeah, for those, yeah, and I caught a pick. So, I'm like, for those who can't get seats or pit, I'm sorry, don't fret. Like, those 100 sections on the side of the stage, reasonable priced. You're actually pretty darn close for this or to the stage. You're within catching range. I caught a Soto pick. It was really, really going back to the theater nerd bullshit.
You could see
really
more
cool
of it.
to see. You can see the behind the scenes. You can see them inflating and deflating the chapel, like the windows outlines.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize it was all balloon until then, and like how easily it
looks
went up
really
and came
good.
down.
Like, I was like, shit.
You can see Papa running behind stage and running down his little stairs and back up his stairs and like getting changed out of his jackets and I always feel weird saying handlers, but his handlers and his like dressing crew helping him get in and out of like the Call Me Little Sunshine / Majesty robes. That was the first view I got of the back of those robes. I didn't realize that the back cape, came up. Almost like, I would call it almost like a vampiric kind of cape.
Yeah.
Around the collar. Yeah. And then the way that it draped all the way down to almost the back of the stage, it was completely sequined top to bottom. The way the light caught it, beautiful. Not something you see from the pit.
Did you just solve a debate?
Possibly. Is there a debate?
What was the debate?
There is a debate because I remember people talking about it and they weren't sure whether that was him up there or if that was somebody else.
It's definitely him.
It's definitely
lip syncing.
him.
But yeah, the people were debating that for a while, but yeah, I mean, if you saw the change, then you know it's him. So now there you go. You answered this question people have been arguing about
it's definitely
online.
him. He's strapped in on the rising pedestal.
It's a Barbie
like a little
stand.
elevator. So yeah, essentially. So he has
like a Pez dispenser kind of like.
It's almost exactly. Jesus fucking Christ.
You're not wrong.
Hold on. Do I have access? I don't have access. Never mind. I was gonna get my symbol and get you back.
But
I need to get the crash symbol out.
Yeah, no, it's definitely him. And the way you described it, Ash, as Barbie stand, perfect actually description, because it is almost like one of those little stands where you like lean back against, and it has the little cradle in there, but then he also has like the harness and the strap. And you can kind of like see a lot of that from the side, like under the costuming, because I mean, it has to be quick change. Like, it's a phenomenal costume.
It is.
Stacia, if you're listening,
I wish we could see more.
Gorgeous work. Gorgeous work. I doubt Stacia will ever hear that, but oh my God. Just from like a theater nerd standpoint.
Oh, yeah. And you know, to piggyback off that just a tiny bit, I totally didn't think about this, but you are correct with that like Barbie stand type thing, because when I did the Apostle tour and backstage, they were mentioning that. And to go off what you said, KayTee, I had asked the question. I was like, okay, so some people are saying that it's not actually him. And the stage manager that was giving us a tour, she just chuckled and she was like, I don't know why people think that. Like, and so she was like, no, it's definitely him. Like, this is like, she showed us like the Barbie stand. It has like a fucking seatbelt. You just
you guys
click in.
Think it's because of like the robotic movements, like
it is,
and the way he's moving up there.
Well,
yes,
it was not just that. People were thinking it was like a body double too, like it was somebody else up there. They thought the face looked different.
I mean, you're just seeing him from a different perspective.
There's photos.
Yeah, it's
Bootleg,
very much that was a weird. Anyways, some people are still hell bent on that one. Yeah. I don't get it.
Then again, I think I saw this more on the website we don't talk about.
Oh yeah.
So I'll say it to finish out the Twitter. We don't call it X. That's stupid.
Twatter.
So Toronto and Toronto and Peoria. So Toronto is the polar opposite of what Vegas was. 120 degrees to negative. It felt the same. 120. It felt like it was basically the exact polar opposite of Vegas, and it was so funny to me. But I mean, that was a good show. That was. I don't really have a whole lot of highlights from that one. It was a show. It was good. But then Peoria. How was Peoria?
Again, it was the opposite of Vegas. I think we started in the negatives. We got to see some single-digit temperatures eventually later in the day. And we got our bracelets passed late. I think it was like after 1 o'clock when we got them.
Really?
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, so they were passed late, so we had to stay out there even longer, freezing. That kind of sucked, but I mean, I think the crowd is great out there. A lot of people were excited because it's been, when was the last time they came to Peoria? I think it was like in 22. It's the last time, so it's been like 4 years.
Yeah.
And
a good amount of time.
Crazy.
Yeah, so it was a good time.
Yeah, good.
I'm trying to remember what else.
I don't remember. The second leg of this tour felt fast. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but I think it's because so many shows were like back to back or very close back to back. I don't know.
I have a question. How did your event go? Because I know both, and we'll get to yours too, Ash, because I know you both did little events.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about Clergy of the Corn.
That you hosted your own.
Yes.
So Peoria was the first one that came up. So tell us about that, Kate.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. We planned an event that night, and I got a few friends to help me plan this. I flew one in from Connecticut. That was really cool. And we had a little burlesque show. We had an unholy communion. Just a really, really fun time. People enjoyed it. I think I had over 50 people show up to that, so that was pretty decent. Which, I mean, the size of the place I was in,
nice.
that's pretty packed.
It looked fun. It really did. Your pictures looked great. It looked crazy, like as it should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I got naked on stage in front of like 50 people, so it was okay. Yeah, it was a good time.
I mean, you have giant female balls that I am jealous of. Like,
yeah.
What? How is their rating going up for the show?
Yeah.
I hope so now. God damn.
Here, we'll attach a clip of it to, some in the promo or something, but yeah. Yeah, and it was kind of fun too, because by the end of the night, we got everybody hyped up was like the big thing, was really getting people hyped up, because I don't typically see that kind of energy in the Midwest.
Yeah.
It's a little bit calmer.
No.
So, and like, I'm used to, we go over to like Ghouls Ball in like LA, so I'm used to this. So the Midwest is a little bit different, but we got everybody hyped up. By the end of the night for our event, though, we had like a bunch of people coming up and just taking turns on the pole, just trying out the pole, because they have a pole at that club, which made it really easy because we have a pole dancer for this.
You had
That was
those
the
love
big
rockets
thing.
out there.
Do you want to name drop her, or was it an aerialist performer too, right?
Yes, nameless aerialist. Yes.
Nice.
So that's was our pole dancer. Does a great job. I found her on TikTok like last year. We got to be really good friends. So that was exciting to be able to like bring her down to actually do something like that, to perform at an event. Like because when I first saw her on TikTok, I was amazed, like just watching somebody's pole dancing to Ghost. And yeah, it's been incredible. So
Yay! Good.
shit,
I love
trying to
that for
remember what
you.
else.
Was the feel of like the Peoria show smaller comparatively to the bigger shows? Like I know, as she said, Spokane felt a little smaller.
Yeah,
I think
definitely
so.
was.
I don't think so. Not Peoria. I think I want to say that pit was like a little bit bigger. Which surprisingly, the ticket was like $50 more than my VIP in Anaheim.
Wow.
So
Really?
I was really surprised that Peoria, of all places, why is this so expensive? But it was like $50 more for me to get that ticket. And then yeah,
That's crazy.
the crowd was really good. I think there were a lot of people who hadn't actually seen Ghost for a while, because they like stick to like the local area.
Yeah.
So it was just really nice to get it in like a smaller city like that.
That's
Between like our major cities that are nearby, or like they're all like 3 hours away. Not
That's
everybody
fair.
drives to that.
No, that's pretty good. And I feel
No,
like too,
that's
I was going to
fair. That's
mention
fair.
on the topic of not only like I lived in the Midwest for a while, so I know exactly what you mean by them being kind of quiet and timid. It's more like go to a bar and stand around culture than like actual interact and dance and like let loose. But I feel like you were met with the challenge too of the crowd being Ghost fans, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in the way that a lot of us are more spicy and a lot of us are very shy and in our shell and timid. So that it is a feat to get them out of their shells.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Okay, so on the topic still of the events, we'll move into Ashes. So I think you started planning before Clergy of the Corn started planning theirs, but they came together around the same time.
Yeah.
And you guys were
Oddly
like
enough,
playing off of each other and your ideas too, right?
I mean, we were talking about it, but I think it ended up being two very different things in a good way. I think, in that if somebody were to go to both of them, they would have very different experiences. Just like if they were to go down to Ghoul's Ball, it'd be vastly different than what we put on. I mean, but yeah, when Ghost came on that corridor of the Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, Spokane area, I thought, well, let's do an event. And so I booked it at this place called the El Corazon in Seattle, which is where Ghost played many moons ago. We had a mermaid for our unholy baptism, which was fucking cool. We had our tribute band, Nameless, which also is cool, doing Papa 3 era. And we had a couple of vendors, one of which was selling Gennasnalia and a couple of
Oh, what?
specific ghost ones. So they're like little snails that are like, PPs or lady bits, and they were decked out like very metal, like they had spikes on them or, things like that. So that was cool. Yeah, I think
Spiky
it went
Snissy?
quite well.
Pretty cool.
Damn it. What else? Yeah, no, that was cool.
So we broke even pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and I think
I forgot to mention. Yeah.
No, I think that's great for
Go
both
ahead.
of our events. I think in general events are hard to plan. So if you get close or do break even, I think that's really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels good.
We had one of our big expenses was lighting the bridge. I forgot to mention that we did light the
Yes.
Murray Baker Bridge purple
That
for
was pretty
Ghost.
fucking
So
cool.
we had the night before for Skelebration. I don't know if we mentioned the name of the event. It was the Ritual Skelebration.
You didn't mention it here,
And then
but
we had
did
we had the bridge purple the night of the ritual too. That was only like $400, really. It was
so
two nights bridge lights.
I know that's not bad actually. And I was gonna say, I know neither of you are gonna plug your own events, so go follow Ghost PNW and Black Veil events, and go follow Clergy of the Corn people.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We'll link them down below.
2 or 3 listeners.
Join the groups too. Yeah, join the groups.
Keep an eye out.
We're fun. So moving back a little bit, the last couple shows were that was the corridor there, which was fun. I think that was some crazy shenanigans. One of the worst decisions I personally made was driving with 0 sleep from Vancouver to Seattle and going over 24 hours with no sleep because I went in line. That was not a great move in hindsight. Won't do that again.
Dangerous. Don't do that.
Don't do that, guys. But moving on down to the final shows, the 3 down in California, Anaheim, Sacramento, LA. I can't say that they felt vastly different, but I do appreciate on the last show how it did feel a little bit different than the rest. And it was the only one, even out of Madison Square Garden or Vegas or any of the other big venues, that really did feel different. And I think we all understand why. And, it was very emotional and stuff like that. And which kind of brings me to a question for you guys is like, what song hit the hardest for you live out of both last and this year?
Majesty.
Yeah, I know.
Majesty. Majesty.
Jen and I were waiting for so long to get Majesty.
Do not ever play Call Me Little Sunshine again. We heard it for more than 2.5 years on Impera and Re-Imperator and the beginning of Skeletor. I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to boss you around.
If you play it, I'm going to sue you for emotional distress.
On the playlist.
We got to do this.
Majesty hits so motherfucking hard with that bass and the arena. God, it's so good.
It's good. It's like an orgasm, an eargasm, if you will.
The whole playlist. Meliora, as you guys know, is my favorite album.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a hard guess. Like, I would say next to Opus. If I really had to pick a second. I really love the classics. Ritual, Satan Prayer at every fucking show.
Spirit
is like my favorite or second. Spirit is so good.
Yeah.
I can go on for days. I'm gonna cry.
Flabbergasted.
Satan Prayer, but I did not expect that at all from the beginning.
No.
And like every single time it was played, I lost my absolute motherfucking shit.
I love it. It's a great song. And I've now concluded, and I very much think that this is the case, that we do know the lyrics, okay?
Mm-hmm.
At least a good chunk of us.
Most of us.
And he just enjoys pretending that we don't. Because there were a couple shows, I can't remember all of them, but like I know Jen and I talked about this, that like we thought we did pretty well. And I'm just saying, he's like, I will mention briefly, I don't want to take the spotlight too much, but in Spokane, instead of him saying, I'm going to help you out, or let me help you out, he said, okay, well, for those that don't know, because like we were loud at for fucking love. I also think he really enjoys making fun of us.
Yes, I was going to say, I think we got the Let Me Help You Out. It was either Sacramento or Jacksonville, I don't remember, and definitely at Inglewood.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But
disappointing.
There were a couple times, like when I was in the seats for Sacramento and Jacksonville, and then I stepped to the back of the pit for Toronto. It was quiet. It was quiet. I'm not going to lie about that.
I think he enjoys the awkward silence.
I feel like that's why he amped up how much he was playing Satan Prayer, because
she's like, you guys are going to get this fucking song down.
Well, no, and I know a lot of us in the fandom too are like, oh my God, he's going to remove it from the set list if people don't get their shit together. This is embarrassing, this and that. And it was kind of embarrassing because it's a fucking banger.
It is. It is.
But at the same time too, like I agree with you where like there was a couple times, and I don't know if word of the day is Delulu.
Word of the day is Delulu. How do we spell that?
Word of the day is Delulu. Can we see? There we go.
Who knew you'd be getting spelling lessons on this podcast?
Like I said, I don't know if I was being Delulu, but there was a couple of times where they were going into a song and you can kind of see that cocky little smirk happen where it's like,
yes. No, you're right.
I'm so excited. They're not going to know the fucking lyrics to this song and I'm going to get them.
And they're going to look stupid.
And like I said, I don't know if that's me being Delulu or just
I feel the exact same way.
Reading people.
No. I'm pretty sure. No. He definitely enjoys watching us squirm and poorly attempt to sing a song. Very poorly at some cases. Some of them I was just like, God, I don't even want to. No. I'm so embarrassed. Like I'm so glad I had makeup on because I literally, I would be blushing of how embarrassing it was.
It's no Mariana's.
No, it's not. And I appreciate it. I really think he thinks it's funny to watch us look like idiots. And you know what? More power to him for being a little cocky bitch. Oh, yeah.
Satan Prayer, Ritual. Spirit was an excellent ad. Like going back to Meliora.
I didn't expect that.
KayTee.
Yeah.
One song I really wish he would have done. Conclave.
Yeah, I didn't.
That would have been so cool. No
I
thurible.
missed
Like,
that.
oh, come on. I wanted to see that. I really, really want to say that we did not get that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully it brings that back.
Hard.
Hopefully.
It's a banger.
Yeah. He's going to listen to this podcast.
Specifically.
Yes.
Specifically.
Delulu. All right. So we could take this and talk about it until the end of time. I think what I'll do now is let's each of us do a favorite song or favorite memory. Jenn, because you're on the far right of me, let's go ahead and do either your favorite song or favorite memory or the hottest take.
Majesty.
Okay. It was just magic when that happened.
That's it.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. No, I never thought that I was ever going to hear that song live. Like, to be able to hear that song live, especially coming down to the wire. Number one, we didn't expect it to be re-added to the set list for the second half of the American tour.
Not at all.
So I got really excited when we learned that it was being re-added. Number two, we went to several shows, and I didn't get any of it until those last couple of shows. So I thought I was getting very sad toward the end that I wasn't going to be able to hear it. And when it started playing at Anaheim, was it Anaheim? Anaheim.
It was Anaheim and Inglewood had Majesty.
It was Anaheim.
That was the first time I got it too, I think. I don't think we got it in Peoria.
I cried my eyes out. I screamed like a lunatic and I sobbed because I was just so excited to hear it, because that album is my favorite, hands down.
Yeah.
It means a lot to me. It got me through tough times in my life. I know people are like, "Ooh, don't say that stuff," but it did. Like, it brought joy to my life in hard times. Got me up, got me dancing, got me jamming, brought back that happiness.
As it should.
As it should. As music should, period.
Yeah.
Music is like a great channel for emotions. And then, like I said, sorry, I lost my train of thought. ADHD. Love it. Fucking great. Like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, Papa 2 was the first Papa I ever saw. That was by chance. I wasn't planning to see Ghost that day. I went to Lollapalooza just to screw around. And that's, like, I had known about Ghost, so I was just like hooked after that. But situations in life happened and I missed Papa 3 era. I didn't get to see any of the shows. I was hanging on to the album. Like, this album was great. It was a banger. So that came and that went. I never thought I was going to be able to hear those songs live. To be able to hear 6 Meliora songs at least on this set list, plus Majesty, towards those last shows.
Huge. Chef's kiss, as it were.
That moment of silence, that's all I needed. So that's when I know it probably sounds confusing because people are probably like, oh, that's not that great of a song. It really, not to you. But it was very exciting to people who love that album and that song.
No, absolutely. I mean, songs have different meaning for everybody, so.
Yeah.
That's
the Ghost gives us a lot to appreciate, really. So we'll see here. Which one? What's the question now?
Well, you tell me about your...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll let you take it.
Okay. Tell us about your favorite song, memory, or the hottest take.
Oh, you know what? This is really hot take to think that with He Is, I feel like 4 did it better. Really preferred that.
That is a
I
hot
think it was
take.
the robes, honestly. Just the nice flow. I just like, he was so beautiful. Where, I know it's still good. It's still good, but like I kind of preferred it during like Impera. I think it was a costume thing. It really was for me.
Fair enough.
Because you know the flowing,
yeah,
song.
Can I give a hot
He Is.
take?
Well, I guess it's not like how he performs it. I think it was a costume thing for me to where it's like, you know, Impera. I saw that. I was like, I'm crying because of how beautiful this is. Versus like,
yeah, I agree with that.
Skeletor. I was like, yeah, this is
no, and can we be honest,
is nice.
Too, along with the robes, with like you're saying with the Imperator, the wind at many of the outdoor venues was a paid actor. The way that it just
he was a paid actor, 100%.
Yeah, had some like fans that get some blowing, like flowing.
Make it majestic.
That would.
Are you saying you want to really blow Papa?
Bring it back because I feel like we were missing that with Skeletor.
Yeah, I can see that because like the majestic majesty, I guess, of
Like,
the
make
robes.
me cry from
There's that
from the
word
beauty
again. Of the papal robes that were like worn during Call Me Little Sunshine and
Mhm.
Majesty were so far back to the stage. It was
You
beautiful
couldn't
to
appreciate
see,
them.
but yeah, you couldn't appreciate like
Yeah, it
the
was just
intricacy
hidden,
of
like,
them
The
back there.
because they
craftsmanship
were
that went into it, the
yeah.
details.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good word.
100% agree. That was
But
I like the little, like, fun the shtick of it. I thought that was really cool, but at the same time, I'm like,
Mhm.
"Damn, I really wish I could see that up close," especially since we didn't get the bat wings, like, because they were too
Mhm.
fragile, so, like, I wanted
Yeah,
to
what
see
happened?
it.
Is that what it was, the fragility of them?
Yeah, they're too fragile.
That
They
makes
probably
sense.
were
wouldn't
they
have made
heavy
it
or
the whole
something too?
tour.
Victoria's
Yeah, and they're really
Secret.
difficult to get on.
Step up your game.
Vanessa had a live a couple days ago. She was talking about them and said that they are very difficult to get on, and they're just so cumbersome.
That makes sense with those
Seacopia
time
knew. All
constraints.
right, Papa 4 knew how to do it. You just get fucking leather and look
Mhm,
cool next
mhm.
time. Well, putting together some final thoughts. I think it was a very interesting tour, and as we know, it did get cut short on many different ways. For being a
Mhm.
world tour, it definitely wasn't, and whatever reason that was does suck. And I really, really hope that when Ghost does come back, that they will check out the rest of the world.
Mhm.
Mainly so everybody stops bitching, first of all. Second of all, because I think I really want to see like some Argentinian crowds and some Brazilian crowds because they're fucking crazy and I love them. So I want to
Yeah,
see
those
what that looks
videos were
like.
yeah.
Oh, I know, this jumping, everybody in unison.
Mhm.
I think for me, one of the songs that I really ended up enjoying the shit out of, I mean, aside from seeing Majesty, because I never thought I would see that other, definitely catching Ghost a lot later than I wanted to,
Mhm.
2018, 2020-ish, was, and this one's an interesting pick, I think, because you don't think about it too much. But one of the songs that I really enjoyed watching was Rats, because the way he was running around like an absolute madman was great. And I love that he was making fun of Papa 4 when he did the no thing. And he was all like, no, that's fucking stupid. Like you could see the look on his face. Like, I thought that was just a really fun little bit, and then, like, I love how the stage was, like, on fire as if, like, everything came crumbling down and
Yeah.
the city's on fire, like, there were so
Mhm.
many cool little aspects, like, when it crumbles and you get that rumble and then, like, the stage is on fire. It's cool as shit,
Mhm.
and
That
and,
was
like,
dope.
that blew me away. That was one of the coolest things in my opinion, and how he'd run underneath the stage and come back up on the other side, like, crazy person. And I'll briefly mention this because we did interview Vanessa, which unfortunately that did not get approved to air, but I will say one of the cool stories she told us was of watching him be in character
Mhm.
backstage the whole time and didn't break that. And so when he's running around during Rats as Papa, he's running around as Rats as Papa.
Mm.
Like he's staying in character even
Mhm.
when running like that. And I think that maybe is why that song kind of hit different for me is because I knew that fact going into it.
Mhm.
And then probably
Mhm.
for
Could
you,
just, like,
Jen, when
visualize him
you
under
yeah,
the stage.
exact seeing it
Mhm.
up.
It is, and I was gonna say there was a couple of going back to seeing it from that perspective, a
Mhm.
couple of things that you don't see from the pit is there's a couple of moments where Papa actually, like, runs on the backside of the stage.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
not under the stage at all, and he's, like, behind the drum set almost entertaining either side of those sections,
It is really
which
cool. Yeah.
to the pit, it just looks like he disappeared. Uh,
Yeah.
you can't see him in those perspectives at
But you can
all,
see him from the pinnacle.
but you can absolutely see him from the pinnacle. God damn it. New
Do the effects
new
ourselves.
props.
Yeah, I just got drum. I got drum. I'm sitting on the drums here, so
God.
Yes.
Man. Well, I think what we've learned is a very interesting tour. Definitely the most craziest thing as far as the
Mhm.
theatrics, the money that went into it, the production value, everything. Huge. And I'm eager to see more of that.
Mhm.
And I know some people out there are upset and sad that Ghost is taking a break, but I see it as a good thing because I think when we come
I
back, it's
think
going to
it's
be
a
even
very good
bigger.
thing.
And I think it's gonna be
Mhm.
Yes.
even more crazy, and I hope that
Mhm.
people in, like, Australia and Asia and South America can see the big crucifix in person somehow.
Yes, I agree.
I 'cause I think that was a great addition, truly.
It
Mhm.
really was, and I agree with you in that. I feel like the break would be excellent downtime to plan logistics further, and then just for
Yes.
a creative reset. Number one, to work through whatever
Yeah.
burnout or whatever he's going through personally.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not a bad thing to take time for yourself and step away.
No.
If you are reaching that point, it is the healthiest thing that you can do for yourself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to
Like, if
say
we want to
fuck
keep
Yeah,
it,
you to
he's
the people
we
who
need
are
to take
being
this
mean,
break.
but
yeah.
Yeah.
He's not gonna feed us some crap, we're eating
Mm.
quality.
right,
Yeah.
100%. But, at the end of the day, he is only human. We all are only
Mhm.
human. So it's extremely healthy to take that step back if something isn't
Yeah.
serving
Yeah.
you anymore and just recharge and do what you
Yeah.
love to get yourself back in that mental health space that's
Mhm.
going to carry you forward and let
Yeah.
you be the
Oh,
best version of
definitely.
yourself.
I mean,
And
I'm excited to see what all he
Mhm.
has
Yeah,
coming up
besides
Yeah,
too,
me
like all
too.
his other
I'm just like,
projects,
well,
like
there's
stuff that
some,
he's passionate about it. This is
yeah,
Yeah.
something he really wants to do.
neat potential collaborations going on. So
Oh. Mhm.
Yeah, there's
if the
a lot on the
speculation is
horizon.
correct. So,
So with that, I think that we could, like I said, we could talk about this longer than just an hour. So
Mhm.
I think it's time to say R.I.P. Skeletor, and thank you for being crazy, weird, fun, over the top, and kind of sexy at times. Maybe a little overly sexy. But I think next time when we come back to talk about this one day, we'll look back on Skeletor and be like, man, that was fucking cool. Like, we missed out on some cool stuff by, being so pessimistic on things. No, I tease, but
no,
I'm eager to see
we'll
what
have
they
like
do.
what
I am
2 to 5 years to reflect on it ourselves. Be like, oh, I missed
it
that
takes
moment.
just that long to digest it.
Yes, yes.
So with that, friends, we will have some interesting links below. Check out our other events, things we've got going on. If you're in the Midwest, Pacific Northwest, wherever you're at, keep an eye out for things. But with that, I will say stay macabre, stay spooky, and sexy.